Now, there was some talk before as Destival asked me about, piano, and especially feel with this match, it feels honestly really, really easy to root against piano here with, between these two players, DarkHero being, I talked about piano possibly being kind of like a community villain, whereas DarkHero, I feel like he's kind of one of the heroes. He's generally shown himself to be a pretty good guy, aside from just being a pretty good player as well. And we're going to have this Plague Champion Mirror. Plague Champion Mirror. Both players picking up their power and their requisition first. Double Chaos, sorry, not double Chaos Space Marines, double Heretic build. So right now we've got Mirror Heroes as well as Mirror builds at the moment. Mirror map control. Where do they break off and differentiate themselves from the other? Heretics from Piano will be looking for the victory point, whereas Heretics from DarkHero not prioritizing victory point control, looking perhaps more to just get his economy going. Looks like, I'm guessing these Heretics can be moving over to this power node on this side. However, we are going to see DarkHero taking a lot of damage. Oh man, so much damage he took there from finding himself kind of outgunned by both the combination of the Chaos Space Marines and the Plague Champion. Heretics will get in melee with the Chaos Space Marines, however, doing quite a bit of damage, but also taking quite a bit of damage themselves. They got to be real careful, otherwise they might risk getting wiped entirely in retreat. I think they just barely get out there, luckily enough. So close to... Are they going to go down? And they do actually go down, so DarkHero losing a Heretic squad to all of that damage over time from that Plague Champion's belter. They got the Rona. So, DarkHero's other Heretic squad will be right here, capturing the victory point. So, rough start for DarkHero. He doesn't have, it's lead in victory points for Piano, as well as Piano obviously picking up that kill on that Heretic squad. And I mean, that Heretic squad never even found itself reinforcing. And DarkHero, rather than replacing his Heretic squad right away, he is actually looking to put down generators. He has more generators than Piano at the moment. And he's also going with upgrades. So, and this is interesting to see him. I think a lot of players, honestly, probably including myself, would probably just go for, like, immediately replacing that Heretic squad after losing it. DarkHero responding to the fact that he lost that squad really early a little bit differently, not choosing to replace it, and making do with only 2 squads at the moment, which at the moment seems to be working out well for him. He's winning this fight, certainly. Problem is he doesn't have much control of the map in terms of victory points. Yeah, I mean, he literally has no victory points. Whereas we are seeing that... What was I even trying to say? Piano. Okay, so Piano does have the single victory point, but we're going to see the generator bash attempt by DarkHero. And yeah, DarkHero, instead of choosing to replace the Heretics, he focused on upgrades. So choosing to focus on getting the Aspiring Champion, as well as the Mucus Discharge would help him keep Heretics alive in the future, as well as Chaos Space Marines, of course, any unit, because it's just a heal. Pretty good against the Heretics in the sense that it can actually just restore them up to full hit points. It does heal 70 health to friendly units, 145 to the Plague Champion. Heretics for Piano, meanwhile, looking to be in trouble, but they will get around the corner. And now they're going to go back around as the Raptors jump in. Raptors do not get any suppression, but the Plague Champion is in trouble. We're going to need suppression to cover his retreat, and he gets in a heal as well to at least keep him alive. That heal actually working out super well. Unfortunately, the Raptors are still in here, but they will eventually decide to retreat, so this Havoc out for DarkHero. And DarkHero is managing to win this engagement. I like the way DarkHero manages his fights. He just seems to be good at fighting, and that might seem like just like, I don't know, super, like an easy thing to say, like, oh, this guy's good, he's good at doing things. But I think it's just a particular skill for him that he seems to be really strong at compared to many other players, sometimes winning fights even when it seems like he has fewer units. just making the right decisions with how he handles his fights. However, one thing that he is definitely struggling on is going to be that map control. And it's going to still continue to be hard for DarkHero, I think, where he's committing to double Havocs. So he's going to have a pretty stationary army. This is also often a cited weakness of the Plague Champion, where he is himself very slow. He's not very strong at map control. And, I mean, of course, we do have it's a Plague Champion mirror, so at least in terms of the hero, there shouldn't be a map control advantage. But Piano, known as Val in this game, does have a more mobile army because he doesn't have any setup teams, and he's gone with the Raptors as well. Raptors looking to get the jump in, and we're seeing the soft retreat from the Havocs, as we also do get some lag. Okay, does pull that army into the firing arc. I think he's looking to set up the second Havoc, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to do it. Okay, he actually is going to get that set up, and the Raptors decide to get out of there. All right, and again, we see the engagement actually is, I think this is a one engagement for DarkHero. Does have to be careful, though, with this Aspiring Champion Heretic squad, which is now literally just an Aspiring Champion with no squad at all. With DarkHero winning that fight, just the combination of the positioning of his units, what he's deciding to do with them, delivering him the win in these fights. So that's kind of the silver lining for him, and allowing him to start to come back into this game after some of those early blunders where he might be threatening a triple cap. Right now it's the 2-0. And he's starting to even out the victory points. Okay, Raptor is going to be looking for a jump in very soon, but of course here is a Havoc squad right behind it. And Piano, of course, he might be wise to it. He might know that what he could be getting into. He's probably trying to move forward, maybe look around this big line of sight blocker, these cliffs, to see if he can find exactly where the second Havoc squad is, since he definitely knows that it exists. So Heretic healing being used to try to keep these Raptors topped up, and actually put enough pressure that they get the first Havoc to lose the lead model. Okay, but I think this second Havoc gets to set up, and it's just another retreat from Piano. I mean, he jumped them in again, but the Heretics were positioned right there to suppress them further if needed. Despite the rough start, despite the rough start from DarkHero, where he was down in victory points, lost his Heretic squad, he has actually had such a commanding control over pretty much every fight, especially ever since he had both Havocs. So it looks like Piano will double down on his jump unit approach with getting Bloodletters as his Tier 2 purchase. Now, Bloodletters, of course, he's going to have 2 jump units, so it's like if he jumps with one, he can also, that'll reveal where the second jump unit is. Oh, DarkHero has to be real careful, though. This Raptor squad now has an Aspiring Champion. We don't want to see him losing those setup teams like the way Tex was earlier. Oh, man, too soon. And yet the Raptors still finding themselves having to get off the field. We don't see anything. This is something where I almost wonder if maybe Piano should get the Mucus Discharge. And we now have the melee Plague Champion coming out of DarkHero. He's going to be fully upgraded to try to deal with this response, but he might also be a little isolated. We might see the Pestilence Strike there, so Pestilence Strike and then the full retreat. It's actually a pretty easy retreat for him. Stunning. Those units could have threatened to kill him if he did not have that Pestilence Strike, but because they had that Pestilence Strike, it was just a stun on all of them. This is starting to be like brutal by DarkHero here. Despite, again, he started off so problematic, losing that Heretic squad. Pretty much ever since he lost the Heretic squad, it's just been all DarkHero. He now has a victory point advantage that was about as big as the one that, actually bigger than the one that Piano had. I think I have heard some people say that they think the Plague Champion is DarkHero's best hero, or at least just one of his stronger ones. I also very much think of the Force Commander as a DarkHero hero.
The enemy has 200 points remaining.
All right, not a whole lot happening at the moment, but finally it will be a Blood Crusher out of Piano. Let's see if this will be what he needs. And this, there are a lot of important things about this Blood Crusher, because it, for one, it either breaks through the Havocs, or it forces some upgrades on one or even both of these Havocs. And DarkHero will actually be going for a Dreadnought. I have a feeling, and you know what, I actually have more than a feeling. I have a very educated guess that this is going to be a melee Chaos Dreadnought. By that I mean a Khorne Dreadnought. Since there's actually not a whole lot that Piano would be able to do against a Khorne Dreadnought, except for the possibility of the double Blood Crusher. Wow, that was actually something I had not considered. But even then, I'm a little worried. Because certainly the Khorne Dreadnought obviously going to be great against the Bloodletters, the Raptors, the Heretics. Very limited counters out of Val for dealing with the Dreadnought. Oh, wow! We're going to see a ranged Chaos Dreadnought. I did not see that one coming. So my educated guess turning out to be wrong. And, I mean, DarkHero is someone who may sometimes do things that I would not expect, but sometimes he also makes them work. Okay, Havoc Squad will need to retreat out of there. Does the Havoc Squad get out of there safely? Okay, one Havoc Squad is out safe. Other one is not. Oh my god! And already, oh my god, the Plague Cloud on the back line. Looks like DarkHero might lose a Heretic Squad for it, but I'd say probably a winning trade for him there. It did finish off, actually I'm not sure. He did finish off the Blood Crusher. At least he finished off one of them. Now here's another one. Plague Champion potentially in trouble, but I think he has Pestilent Strike ready. There is Pestilent Strike, but I think he needs to use that again to retreat. Because actually, he's going to hard commit to taking down the Blood Crusher. Another barrage goes in. Oh my god, he just took out both Blood Crushers. He's going to take out the Plague Champion as well. With Khorne Marines. My god. DarkHero, the hero that we all need. And that is the concede from Piano. What a crazy end to that match. I did not see that coming. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love casting this guy. Ooh. See, look at this. This pretty much captures exactly why Piano is the villain and DarkHero is the hero. We got Piano coming in here saying, I hate you. I like genuinely dislike you. He's saying that he genuinely dislikes DarkHero. And all DarkHero has to say in response is, well, I like you. See? Piano is the villain, and DarkHero is the hero. All right, we're going to have game number 2 in our series between DarkHero and Val. We are in the quarterfinals of the monthly Rumble tournament. DarkHero, this game, will be playing as the Eldar Farseer, a support hero with buffs, area of effect control spells, and even a heal, which we might see here. And for Val, otherwise known as Kavek, otherwise known as Piano, it's going to be this Ravener Alpha, this tunneling ranged commander for the Tyranids. So as we take a look around the map, we are going to see some Hormagaunts moving forward. Not a whole lot to say about what's going on right here. And we are going to see just resources being picked up at this time. It will be the triple Hormagaunt build out of Piano. I wonder how that's going to work against the actual... We actually have the double Banshee build. We do indeed have the double Banshee build. Again, not a huge surprise. At this point, I'm starting to regard the double Banshee build as standard if you're playing the Farseer, since she does have the ability to support them with those Spirit Stones. Can even get the Armor of Fortune, which I sometimes see as well. And with these Raveners, sorry, not these Raveners, these Hormagaunts, we're already seeing a little bit of pressure being put on DarkHero's generator farm. Banshees are coming in here. So is another spot of Banshees. Hormagaunts are going to be moving in as well. So lots of Hormagaunts. One squad of Hormagaunts already forced off the field. And I don't think those other Hormagaunts actually want to deal with two squads of Howling Banshees. One only at 60% health. And that is just Piano completely backing up both the Ravener as well as one squad of Hormagaunts retreating. The other one just having to soft retreat to just walk out of there. I mean, certainly this game has only just started. This game has only just started, but I do feel like we're just seeing some of what we saw in the last game, where it really does just feel like the decisions that DarkHero is making in fights is just catching Piano in just ways where he's just almost just like being, I don't even know what to say. He's just playing better. That's it. He's just playing better at the moment. So, predictably, we are going to see the Spirit Stones on the Farseer. I really, like, if you're going to go for the double Banshee, I almost feel like at that point the Spirit Stones become kind of mandatory. So one of these squads of Banshees, though, actually in retreat, so not going to be getting a heal from the Farseer. Instead, just going to be healing in base and eventually rejoining. Farseer looking to tie up that Ravener Alpha. And it's now DarkHero, the one who is exerting the map control. I mean, DarkHero is actually having a better start. He's actually having a better start in this game than he did last game. A game that he ultimately won rather dominantly. So DarkHero going to be taking control of the middle. He will have both victory points, or rather 2 victory points. Raveners, I don't know why I keep on calling these Raveners. We're going to see this Hormagaunt Brood. Looks like it just attempted to go for another Generator Bash, but didn't get anything. So he's just kind of running the Hormagaunts over there, hoping he'll get something. But just with the way DarkHero's handling things, he's not able to really find a significant Generator Bash. DarkHero, on the other hand, going to find this Ravener Tunnel, will burn it down with these Dire Avengers. So far, no upgrades on this Dire Avenger squad, but I would say actually very few upgrades, mostly the Spirit Stones. We are going to see one aspect on the Howling Banshee. Certainly with this build, it would make more sense to me. It would make more sense to me to prioritize getting the aspects on your Howling Banshees rather than the Dire Avengers, since it's just clear that the way DarkHero's army is going to function will revolve heavily around the Howling Banshees. Okay, approach by Piano will be interrupted by this Guardian weapon team that was attempting to set up.
Overhaste is dangerous.
And we see Piano. I mean, Piano at this point, he's not in retreat in terms of the mechanic in this game, but he's very much in retreat in the sense that he's just running off the field, afraid to engage what DarkHero has, and I'm not actually sure how he deals with all this. I'm not really sure what he does about the Howling Banshees. I mean, my best bet at this point is just hope for all of the range damage. What happened there? What was that? Oh, we see the Ravener Alpha burrow, but they see him. They know that he's there. He's actually getting hit. It is he split the aspects. One fleetness, one strength. Like, I don't actually even I guess the best he can do, Piano, is he needs to have those Raveners to just try to get some burst fire to focus down the Banshees. Because otherwise, between the Shuriken, the Banshees, I'm not actually sure what the Hormagaunts really do. I guess here they bash a generator. Oh, yes, thank you, Asmon. That was Farsight. I didn't remember how he was able to detect him there.
Adding support structure.
I don't even know what this is from Piano. He's playing without a cursor. I don't know what to tell you.
The Emperor protects.
All right, so DarkHero was forced off the field, but Piano not even able to convert that. to convert that into to taking back the victory point at the moment. I don't even know what this is from Piano. I'm playing without a cursor. How do you get rid of your cursor? Like in 5, in 7, no, in like 8 or 9 years of owning this game, I don't think I've ever had a problem with my cursor disappearing, so I don't know what that's all about. If anyone else can verify this, and we know it's not just Piano just being like, oh, I'm losing sound bug. Yeah. So at the very least, though, for Piano, he was able to get a few generator bashes going. Did use that Ravener mobility to deploy the Ravener broods, both of them, into a tunnel, and then just use that raw damage to bash down some of those generators.
Generator operational. The Farseer escalation canceled.
Yeah, it turns out Piano is actually playing this game on an Xbox controller, just to give DarkHero more of a chance. And he's just taunting him there. He's just saying like, ha, I'm not even playing with a keyboard. I'm playing with a controller.
Our guardians have given their lives for our cause.
Well, at any rate, does look like Piano will finally get a decap on the contested victory points, so he will be starting to look for a double cap that will turn some victory points in his favor. Piano just often making beelines for this power farm, and with this positioning, DarkHero might actually be in trouble. I'm not actually sure if he can handle this engagement. He doesn't have the Farseer here, but she's actually not too far by. Okay, another burrow is going to come in. A few more Banshees are knocked down. And the Banshees have lost one model, but the engagement was won anyway. You guys are great.
As it was for
Oh my god. You guys are great. Oh man. But anyway. I'm just very much enjoying everything that you guys are sharing with me in chat. Alright, so Wraithguard going to be out for DarkHero. Wraithguard is an interesting choice, given again, it is interesting. I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to tie them up, except for the fact that DarkHero, Val actually is straight up just having trouble fighting DarkHero at all. Because the problem is, I keep on wanting to say Val, but I mean the thing is, Piano doesn't really have a way of controlling the Banshees. Literally, the most he has to control the Banshees is to have the Raveners burrow under them. But then he runs into the problem where now the Raveners are in melee with Howling Banshees. So at least just part of the side effect of going triple Hormagaunts. And at least right now, a lot of Piano's strategy is just to... It's mostly to kill this generator farm. That's basically Piano's strategy at the moment, hoping at some point that maybe he can create a tech advantage for himself, which he actually seems to be doing okay in that regard because he hasn't suffered many generator bashes on his own. However, if the Wraithguard are left unchecked, they will eventually take down more of these generators. Unfortunately, they do not finish this power node. Literally left it at 1 hit point. All right, they decide to go back there. And they'll finish the rest of the generators real fast as well. Gene Stealers, okay, finally it looks like they're going to approach, but I wonder if we'll see what War Gears... So we see the Rune Armor. No Armor of Fortune here. And I understand this because he's going for... He wants that Psychic Storm as a way of helping with the control against all these melee units. And in spite of everything, you know, Piano actually doing okay in this game, at least for the moment. At least for the moment, because if we think back to last game, the last game spiraled out of control for Piano real quickly in just one fight. It's now a triple cap for Piano, though. So units are spread out for DarkHero. He does have to be careful about both the Farseer as well as... Okay, so he's going to put the Psychic Storm right there. That does... even though it doesn't catch anything, it zones off the approach from that Tyranid blob because they would have found themselves getting suppressed and then being fired upon by the Wraith Guard, which is also kind of a nice combo. Get that suppression, and then you provide an easy target for the Wraith Guard, who are continuing to bash the generators. But now they got to be real careful, though. There is the potential that they might end up having to retreat through this big Tyranid blob. Doom will go down on the Gene Stealers, but the Wraith Guard are already tied up in melee. We still have... Oh, but the Gravity Blade! Gravity Blade there picking up so many things. Not actually doing a whole lot of damage by itself, which that was real cool. So that was real cool. Seeing that Gravity Blade in the future might be even cooler to see it actually with more of Dark Hero's units present. Looks like we are going to see one squad of Hormagaunts go down. They were hard committing to try to finish off. Oh, and did we see we saw a sync kill by a Howling Banshee on a Hormagaunt.
We are assembled.
All right, Howling Banshee's here, probably going to have to move back. But at the moment, Piano doing okay coming back into this game, and it does look like Dire Avengers actually were wiped by Piano. He did lose one of his Hormagaunts, but I think it's the bigger loss for DarkHero since that was his only Dire Avenger squad, whereas Piano still had two other Hormagaunts. Okay, we're going to see another use of the Gravity Blade. Gravity Blade catching a bunch of Gene Stealers. Can we see where are these Wraith Guard going, though? They're not shooting at the Gene Stealers, and now Gene Stealers are infiltrated. But I think they're also just in retreat. Warriors, meanwhile, in quite a bit of trouble. Those are Warriors, right? Yep, that is some Warriors. Okay, so this should be the double cap now going back in favor of DarkHero after winning that engagement. However, he definitely does not have the lead that he had before. And, I mean... Piano at this point, you know, he does have a decent amount of units, so I would say we're, for the moment, looking at a very even game. Generator bash has happened on both sides. Piano actually with more resources banked up, looking to take down this node again with the Hormagaunts. No, just kidding. I thought he would do that. That seemed like his plan for much of the game. And Hormagaunts looking for... Oh, the Hormagaunts there looking... This is... There really shouldn't be any way this Guardian Weapon team makes it out alive. Yeah, this Guardian Weapon team is done. As long as the Hormagaunts focus on it. I would be super surprised. Is that War Shout enough to save it? The War Shout actually is enough to save it. No, just kidding. The Ravener turns on it. The Ravener Alpha, that is, turns on it and actually finishes off the Guardian Weapon team. All right, so this is not looking good for DarkHero in this second game now. It was looking good for a while, but Piano was able to weather the storm. DarkHero does still have the double Banshees, though. And yet again, we're just seeing the use of those Ravener tunnels constantly just bringing units over here to put some pressure on this power farm. And of all things, we are going to see some Fire Dragons. Now, the Fire Dragons do seem interesting to me. I mean, of course, you know, I've talked about, and people already in the chat have mentioned how... I lost my train of thought. Oh, yes, Fire Dragons have synergy with the Farseer, but it's more just what is the purpose of getting them now? My best guess is maybe he's thinking of... He expects a Tier 3 unit out of Piano at some point. He's expecting the Swarm Lord or the Carnifex, and he's kind of just getting it preemptively. That's my best guess. Okay, Psychic Storm right where the Wraith Guard are, so it looks like that's attempting to be used defensively. And one of the things that DarkHero is also doing, he has bought both the Doombringer as well as the Gravity Blade, and we do see him periodically switch back and forth between those, trying to get value out of both spells. And now we're going to see him switch to the Doombringer.
support structure.
So victory points pretty even. DarkHero, though, I mean, at the moment, it seems like he's actually kind of stuck in tier 2. He still has a much smaller army than Piano. Banshee's seeming to be in a little bit of trouble right here, but I think DarkHero's going to commit to this engagement. Are we going to see the Psychic Storm? No, because he does. No, we might still see it, actually. What is he going to do? He does use, I don't even know what he used, but he's just winning this engagement anyway. Although the Fire Dragon's in quite a bit of trouble against the Gene Stealers. Gene Stealers will eventually be forced off, and it's only the Raveners still in that fight for Piano.
Shall rise to the challenge. The foe resets our holdings. We are losing a victory objective.
So double cap for DarkHero again is putting him. He has over a 100-point victory point lead. Victory points now. It's now a 1-to-1 cap, so it's not ticking in favor of either player. As we have this Ravener probably looking around for a decap. Let's also take a look at some of the upgrades on this Ravener. Only that hardened carapace, granting him that burrow ability, which he has not had great success with. Of course, there was that one time when it was very easily negated by the Farsight Global for the Farseer, as was pointed out by Asmondeus in the chat. And okay, Piano is now in tier 3. He doesn't have much in terms of power income, though, so if he is going to get a Carnifex, it's going to be pretty far off. At the same time, however, we could see this game go on pretty long here. Okay, there is going to be the Psychic Storm. Wraithguard going to be looking for some shots. They are starting to put those Gene Stealers really, really low. Okay, eventually it is enough, and there was a Synapse Backlash. And eventually that is a full retreat. Oh, man, that's like an Alt-X. I don't know if that Alt-X was entirely necessary, because we even see these Raveners retreating off the field, even with nearly all of their hit points. Had about like 90% health. So it's going to take forever for Piano to get something like a Carnifex, if he is even going for that at this point. Of course, one thing he does potentially up his sleeve is that he has definitely saved up enough red to get a Tyrannoformation. I don't know if we'll see that. Tyrannoformation often does seem not too impactful. Oh, okay, they're saving those Hormigons.
Our mission above all.
And DarkHero, man, he just hasn't bought any units for a while.
The enemy has destroyed one of our structures.
No need for haste.
All right, we will see the Ravener burrowed, of course. Now, the Farseer doesn't, at the moment, DarkHero doesn't have any infiltration detection aside from Farsight Global, and this Ravener was also burrowed so far out of DarkHero's vision that I don't think he has any clue that this is happening, and I don't even think he has enough red for Farsight. Yeah, he doesn't have enough red for any global. So this Ravener might even just be looking for a back cap. Where is he going? This is quite a journey. Speaking of journeys, it is going to be the Fire Dragons. I don't know what that had to do with journeys, but those Fire Dragons getting in close. And it is just going to be engagement without the Ravener Alpha here. Unfortunately, a little bit of a misplay. And the Tyrannoformation! Why the Tyrannoformation? Just blowing the 500 red. Alright, the Ravener Alpha gets the decap here. And eventually probably the full cap, for whatever that's worth. As we see, yeah, Neurothrope will be purchased by Piano. DarkHero, oh, DarkHero is actually in tier 3. How did DarkHero come out ahead of this in tech? I guess by not buying units, by having low upkeep. Maybe not such low upkeep for very long. He's actually now at plus 198. So actually it seems like he's got a lot of upkeep. Now, I wonder... Eventually, DarkHero has to buy a new unit. Clearly, he's been saving up. It's actually amazing the way DarkHero is managing to stay in this game with such a smaller army, with just the 2 Banshees, the Farseer, never even bothering to get another squad of Dire Avengers. Which also means never bothering to get any vehicles. So we should have that Neurothrope somewhere out on the field. Yep, here it is. Neurothrope for Piano. Okay, let's see how they manage this engagement. It will be the Hormagaunts already forced off, but here is something coming down there. That is, I think that's Cataclysm from the Neurothrope. It's been a while. All right, what's going on here? We are going to see the Neurothrope. Oh, no, the Neurothrope hit with Doom. Howling Banshees are chasing after it, but I think they will be okay, or rather the Neurothrope is okay, because that Psychic Storm, because they were actually disrupted by the Raveners. But that was scary. Oh, man. Piano at this point really just trying to... 20 messages. Anyway. Man, this Nightbot getting more activity than I thought it would. That Nightbot is only supposed to be there so that you can type exclamation point bracket. What's going on, guys? Anyway, Piano had the double cap. Gene Stealers will come out of infiltration, but I don't think they win this. We got a Farseer here. Spirit Stones goes in. Doom is active on the Gene Stealers. Yeah, they won this handily. So DarkHero will get back his natural victory point. Piano, at least for him, it does look like he is making it into... He is making it into the middle, and he will capture the contested victory point, or at the very least get a decap. Another Cataclysm, I think, going out for the Neurothrope, as long as I have my abilities correct. Hormagaun's nearly getting wiped there in that engagement. We're going to see some burrows. And an Avatar has been building for DarkHero. It's been so long. And finally, what's going on here for the Farseer? Is that the attempted levitation field? If so, I don't think it worked there. So the Avatar. The Avatar is here. So why the Avatar? Why the Avatar? I don't even know. You know, on the one hand, I think the Seer Council would actually kind of bully Piano. I mean, those could probably work too. Infiltrated Avatar. Probably going to attempt to use... Okay, not infiltrated anymore. Just a raw Wailing Doom. I think Piano concedes before he can even get hit by the Wailing Doom. And that will be the 2-0 victory in favor of DarkHero, and he is moving in for this tournament.